Hey folks, it's Coach Patrick here with the final check-in before UltraMay this weekend. Hard to believe that Memorial Day weekend is here. Still harder to believe that some of you actually still want to do this, given the warm weather outside and how races are actually happening. I'm not sure if you've been tuning in, but the past couple of weeks have seen quite a few races happen in the endurance space. It's been great to see people get back to normal, but I do believe some of our virtual activities may have taken a hit. If you are not down with doing the UltraMay this time around, or you're going to modify it, it's all good. The whole point was to get you active and to have you be exercising. So I hope whatever it is you finally end up doing this Memorial Day weekend, or your modified time, as some of you have done it before, or you're doing it on different days, that you crush it, that you have a ton of fun, you build some good fitness, and you're excited for the rest of the year. Everyone has sort of a different path to UltraMay, and I can talk to you about that if you do want to talk about that. We can save some of those questions for the end, and I can share some anecdotes and stories about that as well. But while I have your attention for the typical 3 minutes that you'll watch any online video, I just want to talk about the logistics very quickly, and I'll share some information here on my screen so that we have it. You can check it out for sure. Okay, let's see here. Sharing. Boom. Okay, so UltraMay, all listed up for you here. So you know, it starts Friday, goes through Sunday. There's like a 24, 36, or 48 hour time frame here. You can see at the bottom, 24 hours gets you 6 hours of training. The 48 hours gets you 12 hours of training because it's 1 hour per every 4 hours. What it's meant to be is sort of an opportunity for you to explore your fitness limits. And it's an opportunity for you to really challenge yourself, because Sunday, after the sleep pattern disruption and the long work, it gets kind of hard. So it's a good actual test of your mental and physical fortitude. Very different than what you'd have if you did a big effort in a single event. So I think it's really sort of apropos of the bigger adventures that hopefully you have set up for you for the rest of the season, but definitely something to be aware of as you map things out. Speaking of mapping things out, we have a spreadsheet. It's linked in all the areas that we have UltraMay stuff for you. And inside that spreadsheet, you can either join one of these different categories or fill in what you want to do. What I've done here on the sheet, just so you know, there's an instructional video. You can watch it. It tells you how to use the sheet. Super helpful. We have a link to our Discord server. This is where we talk during UltraMay when we're in Zwift. So for example, Scott and I will be doing the same program. We'll both be riding indoors at just after midnight in this course, the McCurry Sea to Tree course. So we'll be in there riding together, and we can talk in Discord, shoot the news, right? See what's going on. And so you can plan it out to do just that. Dave is on his own schedule, because he's got to start on Thursday to finish before Saturday, because he's got plans for the weekend. So he's doing a little differently. He's got his own schedule, but I'll know when Dave is biking and running. I'll know where Dave is biking. I'll be able to check in on him and say, hey, I'm gonna head over to Zwift at, looks like 9 o'clock here on the dial, and I'll be able to see him in Discord and give him a thumbs up in Zwift as well. So this spreadsheet actually becomes an opportunity for us to coordinate. So if you have the time, drop it in here. If you don't, do your thing, but do your best to follow the courses here listed in column C, so you know whichever block of time you're in will do the right course, okay? I went through and found the different worlds that will be available in Zwift, and then put the course options in here as well, okay? So super helpful, and hopefully this leads to some more overlaps, particularly on the bike portions of UltraMay weekend. The runs, you may run inside. You can be in Discord if you want, or you can run on your own. So with that said, let me stop the share and come back to the full screen. So I mentioned everyone sort of has a different path to UltraMay. And so last year when we did this, I was super aggro and very into it. And I was like, hey, I want to run. I think the challenge someone gave me was to run 50 miles in the 6 hours. Sort of a, can you do it? I was able to do it. I ended up slow start in the dark, but I ended up running like 52 miles or something like that. But it was tough. It really beat me up. And this time around, I'm actually coming out of run jail. So I don't have the fitness, and it would not be a smart idea for me to do that. So I'm telling you this preemptively, so that in case you too are sort of on the fence with your fitness or your wellness, and you want to modify the decisions you need to make, there's no holds barred. So I'm going into the weekend planning to do the run bike stuff that you saw on the chart, but I also at the same time understand that it's possible that I can't quite do the whole thing. I may end up doing some walking, I may end up doing some more cycling. My goal is to get 12 hours of exercise in over the weekend, and I'll find a way to do it. But I'm not going to do it at the expense of my body or the rest of the season. So definitely something to think about as you go through the process. Now, some other lessons learned that we had from UltraMay last year that were really important. Number one, having an area where all of your stuff is, right? So you can basically come right in and say, hey, I want all my stuff ready. All my gear is set out. All my food is set out. Everything is ready. All I have to do is come wake up, go exercise, or do my run, And then I'm transitioning to the bike. My bike clothes are right there. I get back from my run, bike clothes off. Sorry, run clothes off, bike clothes on. That's exactly how I dress and undress. It's super, super fast. Total triathlete move. And then get on the bike and start riding. Throw my Discord, boom, there I go, riding along. Super easy and super straightforward. Now, if all my clothes are not out, they're all put away and I'm running around searching through laundry baskets like I am almost every other day of the week, that's going to really be a pain. And I'm going to miss my time window and it's going to mess up on my recovery and schedule and so on. So definitely want to take care of that. Speaking of food, you want to have all your exercise food-ish, like related stuff accessible to you. So I'm staging all of my stuff out of where I keep my bike. So my run stuff goes down there and my run food and all that stuff. So I just have to go to one place for my stuff. If it's not there, then it's somewhere else. I don't have run stuff in one part of my house and bike stuff in another part of my house. That would be a little bit of a logistical challenge for sure. But in addition to that exercise food, we need real food as well. Since you'll be doing a lot of resting and napping, if you have the time, the luxury, the ability, to make sure you plan ahead and get a little bit of food dialed in. Maybe you're fortunate enough to have a significant other or someone who actually likes you. Those can be the same, by the way. Your significant other can actually like you. I'm not suggesting that they don't like you, and they definitely have not been texting me that they don't like you. It's totally fine. You have some food available to you that's actually like real food and sustaining, and will help you sleep. Speaking of sleep, I will remind you that eating lots of food before you go to bed does not help you sleep. Really revs up your metabolism, especially when your muscles are fired up. So if you're super burned from a session during the day or lots of working out, or let's say 6 hours of working out, and then you pound a ton of food just before you go to bed, your metabolism is going to tear through that stuff, but you're going to be a human furnace and not be able to sleep. So eat lightly before bed, if at all possible, and make sure that you take care of yourself when you wake up, because you do go to bed eating lightly. As much like sort of foam rolling and stretching and self-care you can do is super important. These are things that we generally miss in a block of training, and it's not a problem, right? So if you do a big bike ride on a Saturday and you don't take care of yourself because you're like, whatever, who needs to take care of themselves? But you don't work out again until 24 hours later. By the time you get there, there's been a lot of healing going on, despite all the craziness you did yourself in between those 2 periods of exercise, and you're able to go again. But in this case, you're going to go again in like 4 hours, or if you're crafty, like 7 hours to the next block of training. That's not 48 hours. It's a lot of minutes short. It's 4 times less than what you'd have, right? So all of a sudden, we're not getting as much recovery. So we actually need to take some of that allocated time, which we would put towards rest, and say, instead, let's put some of that time into recovery. Foam rolling, compression socks, compression boots, elevated legs, icing, whatever you need to do, whatever your recovery jam is, get on it, because we need to make sure that we're taking care of ourselves through the block of this entire time. Your ability to sort of recover, taking doses of protein, stay hydrated, all of that stuff is what predicates the sort of the infrastructure, the foundation that leads to success on that second day. The hours 36 to 48 are tough, and the only way you're successful there, unless you just happen to be a beast, which some of you may be, is doing a really good job in hours 0 through 12. The middle hours, not so much, but the first hours set up the last hours. You have to be super, super smart about that. Now, just some damage control options for you as well, because this has happened in our only prior UltraMay experience. Sometimes people oversleep and they miss a shift. It doesn't mean like you're kicked out, like we're not voting you off the island. If you were supposed to run at 4 a.m. because that was your time and you missed it and you slept until 6, just run at 6. Like, we'll figure it out. Like, we'll help you sort it out. You can get on the group chat and talk to us there inside the chat community, or you can get on the Discord channel and talk to us there as well. You can text message in Discord, or you can send voice messages. Either way works. We can see you there. I'll go over to the chat application actually right now while I have you, just to kind of pull that up so we can show it to you as well, because you guys do have access to this. It's our Geneva chat channel. You have access to it. And in here, we have our Ianverse channel, and right here, and you can go put it in here. So look, we got an update here from Mike Peterson, which is today. Let's check it out, see what Mike says. Pretty simple. 3 2-hour breaks, each consisting of a 1.5 hour Zwift ride, 30-minute run, somewhere outside. Saturday, 11 to 1, Sunday, 7 to 9, and Sunday, 3 to 5. Looked at the master spreadsheet, but don't quite get it. If I enter my plans, won't I be deleting other people's stuff? Aha, all right, I'll let him know the answer to that, which is no. We just make his own column, that's fine. And so we see his plan there. So you can come in and communicate right here inside the Ianverse chat channel. You can also see all the other stuff that goes on inside the other channels, but you don't have to jump in those if you don't want to. This is where we'll be talking about the Ianverse stuff, okay? So hopefully that answers all your questions and has you ready. If you have any last minute problems or concerns, before you head into UltraMay second edition here in 2021. You've got the chat channel here. You've got our messages and the forums as well, but I'll also give you my cell phone number. You need to text me. You got questions. I'm at 617-513-3830. That's Patrick at 617-513-3830. Just when you do text me, please tell me who you are, because that would be super helpful. I don't know who your number is. And also tell me what you're looking for. And I'll do my best to answer you right away, unless I'm napping or actually currently running at that point in time, in which case I do not run in text. I can barely do laundry safely. Definitely won't run in text and get myself in trouble. All right. I'm looking forward to the weekend. I'm looking forward to the adventure. Most importantly, I'm looking forward to Sunday afternoon, where we get to do a recap event. Sunday at 7 p.m. We'll do a little Zoom call recap, check in with everybody. Be a ton of fun. All right. Thanks, everyone. I hope everyone is doing really, really well. I look forward to catching up with you over the weekend. Until then, be healthy, safe, make smart decisions, and let's get after it this weekend. See ya.